A lot of patients ask me whether they should take ashwagandha. So I'm going to take you through a process today with this framework that I use for any supplement to help you understand whether it's right for you. So firstly, what is it? Ashwagandha is a shrub that is grown in Asia and Africa, and in Sanskrit, because it's used for Indian medicine, it goes by the name of horsemel because of its such strong smelling root. So it's long been used in traditional medicine as an adaptogen, which really helps people cope with stress. And today, ashwagandha is taken as a root extract in supplements, and the health claims that they typically make are things like calming the brain, reducing inflammation, supporting overall health. Is it helping lifespan or healthspan? I would say that this one particularly focuses on healthspan by reducing stress and improving sleep, but with an indirect effect overall on lifespan by the benefit of those things themselves. There isn't a particular gene that we know is related to ashwagandha, and when it comes to biomarkers and how we're tracking, there isn't a biomarker in the blood that we can measure to know whether things are working. However, we can measure indirect things, whether it's via a sleep tracker to monitor that, or we can measure levels of cortisol in our wee, so urinary, or in our saliva, so spit, to see whether we have a reduced response to stress from taking it. Next question is, do we really fully know how it works? And the answer for ashwagandha is not particularly. We do have some suspicions of how it works, but we're not 100% certain. Ashwagandha is believed to work by increasing GABA activity in the brain, which has a calming effect and potentially lowers the stress hormone cortisol. It's also thought to work via the HPA axis, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which kind of again regulates cortisol. Animal studies show that it can promote deep and non-REM sleep, but these effects have not fully been confirmed in humans. And also some studies suggest a 40% reduction in morning cortisol, but again, this needs to be confirmed in humans. But the bioactive compound in ashwagandha is something called wellbeing, and that's a really important thing when we think about dosing later that we need to bear in mind. But let's quickly look at the risks and rewards and also compare it to some of the other methods that we might use to achieve the same goal. On the whole, ashwagandha is well tolerated, and my patients do report that it has been an effective sleep aid. A lot of people report no noticeable side effects. On the other hand, some studies have reported minor GI issues, so tummy upset. It can be quite expensive depending on the brand. And there is a variation in the quality of supplements, which again, I'll talk about later for how to decide which one you might want to consider. So although my patients haven't particularly reported any side effects to me, I personally have had some. I noticed that I was waking up hot in the middle of the night about 2 hours earlier than I'd like to. Now, I realized when I looked into it that it's because it increases your metabolic activity, also sometimes your thyroid levels. Also, although it doesn't necessarily, well, it's aimed to decrease your cortisol naturally spikes at certain times of the day, and it can cause it to shift. It's actually something that you should take in the morning because doing it at night causes all of those potential side effects that I experienced. But if we're comparing ashwagandha to some of the other things that are available out there, it pales in comparison to sleep hygiene. If you're trying to take this and you're not managing your light, your temperature, when you're eating, your circadian rhythm, so naturally we are either early birds or night owls or somewhere in the middle. If you're not matching your sleep and wake time to those things, these are the kind of really high leverage things and the hard work that will have the biggest payoff that people don't want to do because often they just want to be lazy and take that supplement. So yeah, getting those things right alongside your evening routine and alcohol, these are the heavy hitters that are going to help. Even if we do want to take supplements, if we're kind of just simply trying to get off to sleep, even melatonin in some certain circumstances for a short period of time at small doses, not the whopping doses that people tend to take or recommend, are also kind of powerful and maybe equally as beneficial, if not slightly more than ashwagandha. And really the thing with ashwagandha to bear in mind is that it will be a nice incremental gain if we want to do those little tweaks, but it's not going to be the be all and end all supplement that's going to change the game for people. And as always, let's have a look a bit at the literature that's out there and whip through it. The studies aren't particularly great, but let's show you. This meta-analysis shows that ashwagandha supplementation reduced anxiety, stress compared to a placebo, but the meta-analysis did say that more high-quality studies are needed to confirm these effects. Then we have a randomized control trial of 80 patients that says ashwagandha root extract significantly improves sleep quality and anxiety in both healthy individuals and those with insomnia, with stronger effects seen in the insomnia group. There's another randomized control trial that looked at people with fatigue and how it reduced fatigue in them, and also showed maybe a mild to moderate increase in free testosterone and luteinizing hormone in men. And then this study was a 12-week randomized placebo-controlled trial of ashwagandha taking 200 milligrams twice a day, showed that it did not significantly reduce perceived stress compared to placebo in overweight or mildly obese adults with high stress. But again, showed that it reduced fatigue, increased heart rate variability in men, and boosted free testosterone and luteinizing hormone levels again. So finally, what's the best way to take it and what brands should we look at? Well, capsules are deemed to be the best way. And what's really important, like we said, is the active compound in it is something called wellbeing. So it's really important for each brand to understand how much is in it, what different types. There are about 40 different types of wellbeing, and also what's the concentration. So very important to get it checked by a third party and verified for safety and for saying what's on the label is actually inside the bottle. And there is a consumer report that I'll link to below in the description that will tell you all the different brands and what it found from looking at all of them. So the concentration of wellbeing is the most important, and there is a brand called KSM66 which claims, and this could just be marketing, that it has the most resemblant concentrations compared to the real root extract, because some of them use the leaves, some of them use the roots itself, some of them use a combination, and the KSM66 says that it has the exact concentration of what natural ashwagandha root extract has. Whether that matters or not is, up for debate, because really what we want to look at is, for a given brand, what is the concentration of wellbeing and how much we're taking within that supplement. And really, we want to be aiming for around 10 to 30 milligrams per dose. So hopefully that's helped you decide whether you should take ashwagandha. If you want to decide on any other supplements, check out this video that's going to help you decide whether you should take one, and also this whole playlist here where I go through all the common supplements to help you decide each one and whether it's something that you might want to consider. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.